Welcome back to Emergent Technology. My name is Andrew. Thank you very much for joining me today. For the Canon photographer who's now recently into mirrorless systems, you might own a Canon R, RP, R5, or R6, which is compatible with Canon's RF line of lenses. Now, there are some really nice contenders out right now for wide-angle lenses, two of which I have in my hands right now. On the one hand, we've got 14 to 35 f4, and we've got a 15 to 35 f2.8. And which one you buy is really up to you and what you need in terms of specs. Now, the f4 version, the 14 to 35 f4L, comes in at about $600 less than the slightly faster version, the 15 to 35 f2.8L. And with that extra stop of light that you're letting in, you need a lot more glass to do it, hence the cost and the weight of the 15 to 35. So why would you opt for the cheaper one? In the end, you get 1 more millimeter of width on the wide end, and the lens is significantly lighter. The 15 to 35 f2.8 is about 50% heavier, and when you're on a backpacking trip or a cityscape adventure, that extra weight can make a difference in the amount of pain you might have in your wrist, your elbow, or your shoulder at the end of the day. Well, what might be the disadvantages of saving $600 and getting the f4 version that is wider? Well, it's the extra stop of light that you're missing. Now, unless you're an astrophotographer, or whether you're shooting events indoors in dimly lit areas, you're probably not going to miss that extra stop. If you're shooting indoors, you need that extra stop of light and you really don't want to bump up that ISO, the 15 to 35 f2.8 might be for you. Let's talk about distortion and image quality. So far between these two lenses, I have not been able to detect a perceptible difference in image quality. Now, what's interesting these days is that in the age of computational photography and Lightroom and plugins, there's really not a lot that's going to differentiate lenses of this class. In Lightroom, you have lens profiles for both lenses, and those lens profiles take care of things like chromatic aberration and distortion that you would otherwise notice in uncorrected images. One thing both of these lenses do share in common is that they both have an image stabilizer that's built into each lens. This can be coupled with the in-body image stabilization that's supported on several Canon bodies to make for a really great combination in situations where you need that extra stability. If you don't need in-lens stabilization and you're okay relying on plugins to help correct some distortions, the cheaper alternative, the 16mm f2.8 non-L, may be a good solution for you for just out and about running and gunning with your camera. That's it for this comparison of the Canon RF 1435 f4L and Canon RF 15 to 35 f2.8L. If you have any feedback about each of these lenses, feel free to leave those in the comments. Also, feel free to drop this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. If you do subscribe, don't forget to click that bell icon at the bottom to be notified of new videos. Thanks for stopping by and watching Emergent Technology. Have a great day. Cheers.